Hello students, today we will discuss about grouping of capacitors. Now, capacitors can be grouped in two ways, in series and in parallel. First is capacitors in series. Capacitors are said to be connected in series between 2 points when we can proceed from one point to another only through one path. Let us suppose that there are three capacitors C1, C2, C3 connected in series. The first plate of capacitor C1 is connected to positive terminal of the battery, and the second plate of capacitor C3 is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Now, when these capacitors are connected to a battery, the first plate of capacitor C1 will acquire positive charge, and the second plate of capacitor 3 will acquire negative charge. And the net charge on rest of the plate will be equal to 0 because they are not connected directly to the battery. But since the charge on first plate is positive, so negative charge will induced on second plate of capacitor C1 and positive charge on first plate of capacitor C2, negative on second plate. Similarly, on first plate of capacitor C3, positive charge, and on second plate, negative charge. In series combination, let plus Q is the charge supplied by the battery. Then in series combination, the charge across each capacitor will remain same. But since the capacitance is different, so potential difference will be different. If V is the potential difference across the battery, then V will be equal to sum of potential difference across each capacitor. That is V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Now if we suppose that C is the equivalent capacitance of the capacitor. Now V is the potential difference across the battery, C is the equivalent capacitance, and Q is the charge. So V can be written as Q by C, V1 can be written as Q by C1. V1 is the potential difference across C1. Here charge is plus Q and capacitance is C1. So V1 is equal to Q upon C1. Similarly, V2 is equal to Q upon C2, V3 is equal to Q upon C3. If we take Q common on both sides, they will cancel out each other and we get 1 by C equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. So from here we conclude that the reciprocal of equivalent capacitance is equal to sum of reciprocal of individual capacitances. Now there are some points related with the series combination. First point is reciprocal of equivalent capacitance of capacitors in series is equal to sum of reciprocal of individual capacitances of the capacitor. We have already discussed it. Second is in series combination, charge on each capacitor is same for any value of capacitance. Next, if capacitance is to be decreased, then connect them in series. Because the formula is 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. So C will be less than C1 as well as C2 comma C3. C will be the least of the capacitances. Next point, Sum of potential difference across individual capacitors is equal to the potential difference across the battery. That is V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. In series combination, potential difference across each capacitor is different. Charge will be same, potential difference will be different. And the equivalent capacitance will be smaller than the smallest capacitance in series combination. In series combination, negative plate of one capacitor is connected to the positive plate of other capacitor. Next is capacitor in parallel. So capacitors are said to be connected in parallel between two points, then we can proceed from one point to another through different paths. So as you see here in the diagram, there are three capacitors C1, C2 and C3. They are connected to a battery of potential difference B. Now first plate of each capacitor is connected to the positive terminal. So first plate will acquire positive charge and second plate of each capacitor is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So second plate of each capacitor will acquire negative charge. Now if plus Q is the charge supplied by the battery, and we see here that first plate of each capacitor is connected to positive and second plate of each capacitor is connected to the negative terminal. So potential difference across each capacitor will be the same and is equal to the potential difference across the battery. Since potential difference is same but capacitance is different, so charge will be different. We know that Q is equal to CB. V is same but C is different, so Q will be different. So let Q1 charge, Q1 is the charge across capacitor C1 and Q2 is the charge across capacitor C2 and Q3 is the charge across capacitor C3. Therefore, Q will be equal to sum of Q1, Q2 and Q3. So Q equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. And we know that Q equal to CB if C is the equivalent capacitance. Let C be the equivalent capacitance of the capacitor. We have drawn here a capacitor of equivalent capacitance C. Potential difference will be B. Charge will be equal to plus Q. So Q will be equal to CB. Q1 will be equal to C1B. Q2 equal to C2B and Q3 will be equal to C3B. If V is taken common, then they will cancel out. We will get C equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this is the equivalent capacitance, which is equal to sum of capacitance across each capacitor. Now there are certain points regarding parallel combination. First is in parallel combination of capacitors, equivalent capacitance of capacitor is equal to sum of capacitance of individual capacitors. Potential difference across each capacitor will remain same. Charge will be different. The equivalent capacitance will be greater than the greatest capacitance in parallel combination. In parallel combination of capacitor, positive plate of each capacitor is connected to positive terminal of the battery and negative plate of each capacitor is connected to negative terminal of the battery. Next is energy stored in a capacitor. So let us suppose that there are two conductors, conductor 1 and conductor 2. Initially suppose that they are uncharged. They are uncharged. This is your conductor 1, this is conductor 2. If we transfer small amount of charge dq positive charge from plate 2 to plate 1, then plate 1 acquire positive charge and plate 2 will acquire negative charge. If we take more charge in small amount from plate 2 to plate 1, then the plate 1 will start acquiring positive charge and 2 will become negative. But let us suppose that at any intermediate stage the charge on plate 1 is Q. Capacitance of the capacitor is C. So potential difference V will be equal to Q by C. As the charge on first plate goes on increasing, the electric field will also goes on increasing from positive to negative. So now we have to move the charge dq from plate 2 to 1 against this electric field. So we have to do some work. So small amount of work has to be done to move the charge dq from plate 2 to 1, which is equal to potential difference, which is equal to q by c into dq. But if we have to charge the capacitor up to charge plus q from 0 to plus q, then total work W will be equal to, we have to integrate dW from 0 to plus q. So small amount of work done, dW will be equal to q by c into dq. So total work done in giving a charge q to the 1 is W is equal to integration from 0 to q by c dq. Since c is constant, 1 by c is taken out of integration. Integration of q dq is q square by 2. So we will get 1 by c q square by 2. And this work done against the electric field will be stored in the form of energy, potential energy. So U is equal to 1 by 2 q square by c. If we put q equal to cb, we will get U equal to 1 by 2 cb square. And if we put cb equal to q, the formula becomes 1 by 2 qv. Or if we put v equal to q by c, it will become 1 by 2 q square by c. So energy stored in the capacitor is 1 by 2 q square by c. Now if the distance between the plate is d and electric field inside the capacitor E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught, and A is the area of the plate, then Q is equal to sigma A, because we know that sigma equal to Q upon A, so Q equal to sigma into A. So electric field inside a capacitor is given by E equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. So when we put the value of sigma is equal to E into epsilon naught A, and capacitance of parallel plate capacitor is epsilon naught A by D, so we will get 1 by 2 epsilon naught AD into E square, and AD is the volume. So when we divide U by volume, that is U upon AD, then it becomes energy density. So energy density is 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square. So the energy is stored in the capacitor in the form of electric field.